Looking at the Star of the Remphan. To go into details about the Star of Remphan would be an extremely long video, but since I'm looking at it to see how it is used today, I will make a short overview. We find the Remphan and Molech in Acts 7, verse 43, which states, Yea, you took up the tabernacle of Molech and the star of your god Remphan, figures which you made to worship them, and I will carry you away beyond Babylon. Stephen is talking here and was referring to the charges against him by the Sanhedrin. And he referred to one of their idols, the Star of Remphan. And the tabernacle here refers to a tent or a box they can carry anywhere. One should remember also that the King James Version uses the word God with a capital letter to refer to the one and only supreme being, Jehovah God. And the word God spelled with a little g refers to the pagan gods. And this and in this verse, if you will notice, the star of your god Remphan in Acts 7:43 is spelled with a little g, which means a pagan god. So what is this star and what does it look like? The star has a lot of names, and it was Solomon, David's son, that made the Star of Remphan into the Seal of Solomon, which is still called the Star of David today. Solomon was involved in all kinds of magic and witchcraft. So what does it look like? It is a six-pointed hexagram star that is composed of two equilateral triangles that are overlaid. And this star is on the flag of the nation of Israel, on the jewelry of the Jews, on their synagogues, tombstones, and many other Jewish items, and is used by many evangelical Christians. And so this hexagram depicts the pagan god of Remphan. The Jews not only are not the only ones that use the Star of Remphan. It's been used for centuries before Jesus was born, and it is used by the Buddhists, the Freemasons, the Hindus, Islam, Kabbalah, occultic, and worship of Saturn. And Saturn, that's what Molech and the Star of Remphan refer to. And it is used by witchcraft in general. If the Star of Remphan is the worship of demons, and it is, then the Star of David or the Seal of Solomon represents the worship of demons. So let's look to see if we can find where the Star of Remphan came from. So let's look at 1 Kings chapter 11, and I'm going to read verses 4 through 8. And starting with verse 4, For it came to pass that Solomon was old, and his wives turned away his heart after other gods. And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth and the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Amorites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father. So then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. God, spelled with a little g, pagan gods. Solomon had taken many wives, and they led him into the practices of the many pagan gods. It was the daughter of the Pharaoh that introduced Solomon to the practices of the pagan gods. Pharaoh's daughter is the one that led Solomon into witchcraft and the worship of the Kabbalah. The Star of Remphan is also called the Seal of Solomon and refers to the god Saturn. The worship of the Star of Remphan was began by Solomon. So the star did not and does not represent the people of God. We also see in verse 7 that Molech mentioned, that's in Acts 7:43, where we read previously, is a pagan god. And this Star of Remphan is also associated with the god Molech and also refers to Saturn. This is one of the gods King Solomon made an altar to worship after he married the daughter of Pharaoh. So Saturn is one of the planets mentioned in the Bible that is also represented by Shun and Remphan. So looking at the hexagram, we find it used in the occult, witchcraft, and by demonology. The first part of the hexagram, hex, means to apply a symbol to something or someone, which is an act to curse the carrier. So anyone that carries this symbol is cursed and a channel for demonic spirit and energy. In movies about the occult and or witchcraft, we see people drawing their hexagrams on the ground and have candles, and while chanting to summon a demon into the hexagram drawn on the floor. The hexagram has also been used for conjuring up spirits in satanic occult magic. In 1948, the state of Israel adopted the Star of Remphan and placed the hexagram on their flag. They called it the Star of David, but God did not give this star to David, to the Jews. The Jews claimed this star while worshiping another god. Christians are saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ and were given no signs, symbols, or trinkets to remind us of who Jesus Christ is. One of the symbols Protestant Christians use is, you might say, is the cross without Jesus Christ on it. But the Star of David or the Seal of Solomon is a satanic symbol used by many false religions and cults. This occult symbol is also used by Islam, which is has the symbol on their doors, windows, and all that. It is used by Eastern religions such as Hinduism, and Buddhism also uses this symbol. The Mormons, they have it on their buildings, and so on. The Latter Day Saints also use this emblem on their buildings, and the emblem is used by Freemasons on their doors and many other places. The Roman Catholic Church uses the emblem in many places, and the list goes on. Next time you see the Pope wearing that big hat, look at it. It's got that satanic symbol right on his hat. If you're a Christian, just let me ask you one thing. If you're a Christian, would you wear a satanic symbol? I wouldn't. I'm not going to. I'm not going to be cursed carrying around a satanic symbol. So think about it. And I thank you for listening.